Dangun is where patterns start to get a little bit serious. You've got continuous motion, you've got rotations, the pattern is no longer formulaic, you can't just follow along, you can't work out what the next move is, you have to know it. But that's fine, that's a good progression to make. So you need to be careful about a few things. There are adaptations to stuff we've done before, and kind of putting things together now. So the first move, here. Knife hand guarding block. Now when we do a normal guarding block, the top of the hand is level with the top of the shoulder. If we're in L stance, this is on 15 degrees off the angle. This back hand is covering the solar plexus, it's on center line, and there's one fist width. Here. Now knife hand, pretty much the same. The top of the fingers should be level with the shoulder. That means the hand needs to become lower, it needs to have more of an angle on it. This should no longer be one fist width, it should be a little bit closer here, and remember to pull the thumb in. Now if you leave your thumb out, and someone kicks you here, you're going to deal damage to that, so you need to make sure it's tucked in. This way. When we're doing any guarding block, we pull our hands back, so they should never cross above our head, and they should be coming through in a straight line, which means if you're pulling them behind your body, first of all your hips are going to be rotating too far, you need to keep them for 45 as you come through, and it means you'll be pulling in this way, and your body weight, you see, I'm going to exaggerate it, will be crossing over here. When you're sitting yourself down into L stance, the best position to be is neutral on the front foot and pushing your weight onto the back foot. Okay, and you can't do that if you're still rotating as it drops. So it must come in a straight line. You're pointing out this way, kind of 30 to 45 degrees off the angle, and drop it down here. This is also the first pattern that we have a rising block. Now rising block looks simple, but it's quite tricky. Okay, so let's go through it. Here. First things first, outer forearm. You must be blocking with the outer forearm. It might not be in the name of the move, but it is assumed there. Okay, so it is here. And what's happening is the attack is coming downwards, and the idea is to deflect it off, which means that our arm must be rotated 45 degrees upwards. By which I mean if this is 0, this is 90, we're at 45, we're halfway there. There should be one fist between the block and the middle of our forehead, and obviously the outer forearm should be on the center line. What we also must be careful of is we are not allowing the arteries to be exposed here. You've got a little soft fleshy bits this side and really hard kind of slightly brittle side this way, but you should be blocking with the bone that comes all the way along the outside. So again, if this is 0, if this is 90, we're rotated at 45 this way as well. Apart from that, just make sure the chamber position here, our hands come together, relax together, they slide against each other, but they're crossed over the solar plexus on the center line initially. Here, cross on the center line, they'll come in their opposite directions, and they'll deliver through. When we're doing twin forearm block, then we're really doing two techniques that we've done before, but putting them together in one move. Okay, so let's think, where are we in the pattern to begin with? We rotate through, and we're stepping out, L stance, and then we're doing our twin forearm block. Now the primary hand, which means the one that we're most focusing on, the one that we could drop the other hand and it would still do the most important job, is the front hand, here this way. The front hand comes from the inside, the hand that's going high into our rising block is delivering from the outside. So if we're going this way, here, and both hands are facing each other, the hands are again palms facing, but in a relaxed fist position, with the cross over your solar plexus, which means both center line and solar plexus height. Through here, this way. Front arm is again on 15 degrees, the same as it would be in a inner forearm block or an outer forearm block in L stance, and the backhand is blocking a bit like a rising block. Now, it's important to note that despite the fact we're in 45 degrees with our hips, we're half facing, the target is not in front of us in this direction, we're not blocking this way. You see my shoulder has to come uncomfortably forwards to try and react to that. Okay, the target is actually where you are from the camera, and they're coming up this way. Again, the technique is coming in, and the idea is to deflect it off to the side, here. Okay, finally we have knife hand side strike. Now the rotation aspect should be the same as the sine wave video, the same as the twin forearm block that we've just seen. It's no different to any of that, so I won't go over it in too much detail. However, let's take a look at the entire move. Let's start, okay. First of all, chamber position. The wrists are back to back. If I exaggerate with my hands, here they are, and the blocking hand that is on the inside is the one that's going to come through and strike. Okay. Now, while I exaggerate, I use my hands to demonstrate where my palms are facing. We don't do that. We keep our fists nice and relaxed, not clenched the same way we would if we were executing a punch, but relaxed through here, and they pick up. So initially they cross in on our opposite chest line here and high, and then as we allow natural body rotation, the hands will move to a position they feel natural in, and that's fine. Let it happen through here. Now, the delivery of the technique, essentially the way you want to think about it is the back hand. You're trying to do a back fist strike through here. If I open my hand up, you'll see you're trying to slap across someone here, and then as the technique finishes, the same way we would with a punch, we're rotating on the end. Nice and simple. Okay, so if I am doing from the next pattern, Do-san, relaxed up and execute through. Relax up, execute through. There should be no difference when you're turning. So we're here. It's a really simple, really nice technique. Try and keep your thumb in a relaxed position, but not really tucked under, and don't let it let loose either. Just a relaxed position supporting on the other side of the hand.